Good news for me,
Yes.
since we're no longer on over-the-air FCC-regulated radio. I was talking to DP about this yesterday. Sims and I have been testing the limits of what we can say before we get a phone call from somebody higher on the food chain.
Yeah, you guys are working blue, aren't you,
saying
Mike? Mike, you guys are working blue on occasion,
Oh,
right?
yes. Oh, absolutely.
Did you guys know
now,
this?
Sims
No.
always lives blue. He doesn't have to work it. That's just him being him. And he's starting to have a bad influence on me after 5 years. So we've been dropping a few from time to time, and nobody has said anything. So like Dan said, he and Keith Olbermann used to do it on SportsCenter late night to see if the executives were watching, and they just came to the conclusion that they weren't.
Well,
so maybe that's what's happening with us.
Stuart Scott and I always talked about how we wanted to do a pay-per-view Sports Center where we could say whatever we wanted to say and use whatever words we wanted to use. And boy, we never got to do that, obviously. But you got to pick and choose your spots. Which story or player has caused you guys to curse more lately?
Well,
Mike?
probably Tom Brady, just because he's everywhere. And that's a point Sims made today that I think is a valid one. When you look at all the stuff Brady's doing, he's still playing. He's got the $375 million deal with Fox that is looming whenever he finally retires. He's got the Netflix greatest roast of all time series. He's an executive producer, and he's the subject of the first roast. He's got the movie he's executive producing about the 4 octogenarians who go to Atlanta to watch him play, or Houston to watch him play Atlanta in Super Bowl 51, I think it is. I mean, he's everywhere. At what point is he overexposed? At what point is there a natural backlash because people have reached their lifetime limit of Tom Brady?
Never.
How about this? How about this though, Mike? Let's just put it this way: even with everything that you just said, and I'm sure there's more to come too, because we're not even talking about his clothing line and everything else, and his outstanding social media game that puts him on our timeline every now and then. That still hasn't even swung the pendulum back from the first 20 years of his career where he did nothing and he hardly said anything. And all he did was just the Patriot way. And I think we're just seeing him let his freak flag fly a little bit. And maybe we're seeing a side of Brady that we're going to see more of when he's in our living rooms in front of 40 to 50 million other households on big Fox games. We're coming.
He is that kid that went to college after growing up in the house without a drop of alcohol anywhere to be seen and just goes crazy, right?
Yeah.
Freshman year, drinking everything he can find, making up for lost time.
Yeah.
And you're right. The 18 years of silence maybe helps people deal with the fact that he's everywhere now, but he's everywhere now, and he keeps finding new places to show up. It's just amazing. And there will be a critical mass at some point, I think, if he just keeps popping up everywhere and anywhere that we happen to be paying attention.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.